But it hurts even more when the people who you expect to show love and care turn around to inflict pain. Well, not just pain, when they destroy your whole life or even kill you in the process. There's a story like that on the Pulse for you today. The police in Anya have begun a murder investigations after a man allegedly inflicted a deep cut in the head of his wife with a machete after heated argument today. The man had alleged his wife was cheating with another man. Now, the man has been arrested whilst the body of the wife is deposited at the Kolebu Teaching Hospital morgue. Before Evans January has more in this report.
According to residents of Ablekuma Block Factory, the couple, who have lived in this neighborhood for the past 3 years, have been having countless quarrels over marital issues. The landlord of this house, Barnabas Sabon, said he was called by one of the tenants Thursday morning after blood stains was found at the door leading to the deceased room. After breaking into the room, the landlord found a machete and a knife lying next to the lifeless body of the woman. He then called for help and conveyed the body of the deceased to the Amasaman Government Hospital, where she was pronounced dead.
In the morning, I was in my room when one of my tenants called me that she has seen a blood stain in the deceased porch inside. So I rushed to the porch and I found a blood inside. So I forcefully entered into the room. I saw the woman in the room with her blood all over. So I rushed her to hospital, and then I also went to the police station to report the whole case. I later had a call from a hospital that she has died. So I went back to the hospital and then I sent her to the mortuary, Kolebu mortuary.
Some of the tenants here described the suspect as calm, but one who obviously had issues with his wife.
He's a friend that we all meet one-on-one. We discuss of issues pertaining to our lives. So just 3 days ago, I was from Cape Coast. I alighted at the place. I met him. He was very quiet, and I asked him, why was he so quiet? And he said, Ben, the problem I'm going through, I don't know who can help me solve the problem. I said, so I had to talk to him and then tell him to exercise patience. This is a marriage issue, so we should seek for counseling. He said he understands, but he will see what to do. So we promised to meet last night. We couldn't meet this morning until I heard the news that this is what has happened. That is all.
The suspect after the act dumped the stained mattress, a knife and some other items at the back of the house. He was arrested in the shower after neighbors noticed the woman had died. The body of the deceased has been deposited at the Kolebu Teaching Hospital morgue. For Evans Chinwi for Joy News.
Well, joining me on the line, and to speak about cheating, but I want to ask you, how do you handle a cheating wife and avoid trouble such as this one? Reverend Daniel Annan will tell us how to deal with such issues. Good afternoon to you, Reverend.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Reverend. How do couples handle issues of infidelity?
Good afternoon to your shares, listeners and viewers. When the issues comes, when infidelity issue comes, the first thing that we need to understand is what is the cause. Dealing with a problem, we need to appreciate the cause, and it will give us the idea of how to approach it. It could be a medical problem. It could be a disorder problem. It could be a social issue, and it also could be an insecurity issue. When I talk about medical problem, maybe the man is having a challenge with his genital, maybe it could be 1 minute, it could be the size, you could be complaining about these issues. And when I talk about disorder, when you listen to the story carefully, you realize that the man has a problem within, and he wants somebody to share with, and is not able to overcome it. When people have a personal disorder problem, it could even culminate in them thinking that the best way out is to terminate life, either their life or somebody's life.
In the lead up to marriages or weddings or marriage ceremonies, I know that people go for counseling. I mean, is it that people do not get enough counseling? That is why we are seeing some of these things in recent times.
The issue is not even getting enough counseling. The issue is about whether they are transparent enough when they go before the counselor. Because quite often I've realized that the premarital counseling is a big challenge. I'm trying to focus on the postmarital counseling than the premarital counseling because a lot of people fake up. They pretend whatever information they are giving you during the premarital counseling, they are trying to suit the partner, so they hide behind. The critical issue that we need to look in premarital counseling is whether the person is trustworthy. Is he telling the truth? Is he reliable? Is he transparent enough? Is he hiding something behind? But when they come before you in premarital counseling, whatever you tell them, oh yes, we'll go and work on it. Oh yes, we'll go and work on it. They will begin to surface when they begin to live as couples. Even where there's a financial challenge, the men try often to pretend as if everything is okay, to the extent of even borrowing and having a very fantastic wedding, not knowing it's a loan, to impress the woman. So you find out that in premarital counseling, a lot of things are fixed up. But if they could come clean and clear, then we'll be able to discuss with them their personal problems. When I say personal problem, when people have when they have a problem, he himself or herself has a problem, then you begin to deal with the person before you join that person to another person. Then you begin to discuss with them the details and the contents of what they want to enter into. And 3, their responsibilities and obligations in the relationship. If they're able to deal with their problem and they're able to understand the content of what they're getting into and their responsibility, they will be able to appreciate it and respond appropriately. If they have challenges, then they'll come back to you, the counselor. We have been trying to work out this, but it's not working.
But the society, the church, all of us have a responsibility to ensure that these marriages work. What's the role of counselors like you in all of this?
The role of the counselor is, first of all, help the person who has just come and sit in front of you to understand himself or herself. As the first thing, if you don't know yourself as you sit in front of me, it's a challenge. What is your perception? What is your perception? What is your personal capacity as a person? You have really discovered your personal power as a person? Do you know your values? Do you know what your vision is and what you are living for? So when somebody comes to me as a counselor, I don't deal with the marriage first. I deal with the person first. Because a wounded soldier is always useless on the battlefront. But when the person is healed and the person is complete, he's able to add up into the relationship. So when the person comes to me, the first thing I want to deal with is the person, so that the person will be in the right frame of mind, have a better perspective of who he is and what he's living for and his value. There and then, I begin to tell him what the marriage institution is, what the man is expecting of the woman, or what the woman is expecting of the man. For instance, if somebody is a woman and is sitting in front of me and wants to know who a man is, I'll first tell the woman the physiology of a man, and 2, the mind of a man. What is a man looking for? A man is looking for his honor and respect in every relationship. 2, a man is looking out for somebody who will be a helper. 3, a man is looking for somebody who will help satisfy that sexual need. The sexual need comes third.
I want to understand something clear here.
Yes.
Do you have the power to play an intervening role, that you would invite or you occasionally check on couples to find out if things are going on well with them, or you always have to wait for them to come to you?
No. What I do is I do always a follow-up. In my case, that's what I do. Even people who come to me on counseling, even through my programs, by the grace of God, multimedia has opened up to me. I always want to follow you up because, you see, in counseling, you are dealing with a wound or healing process. It's not a day, it's a process. So what I do in marriage is that we are blessed. After the premarital counseling, when the people get married, you just begin sometimes invite them personally. Then you talk to them. First, you talk to them as individuals. Then you talk to them as a group. the essence is that to create an atmosphere where they'll be able to build a healthy family. But a critical thing that is very important, why people are not opening up, is the person you are speaking to, the counselor. Whether that person, one, has the capacity to deal with the issue, and two, so, whether the person is trustworthy.
So bottom line is that if they don't open up to you, it makes your job difficult. Many thanks to you. Reverend Daniel Annan is a marriage counselor. He's been speaking to us on how to deal with infidelity in marriages.